Hi, and thanks so much for joining me today. We are talking about two purple eyeshadow looks. The first one is very approachable. It's daytime, it's quick, it's pretty easy to do, just cream products and some eyeliner and mascara, and that's it. This is the second look. This is the more evening look, although I did more casual hair with it on purpose. And it also involves this palette, the Dior palette that I picked up in my August haul-in favorites. I decided to keep it because I really wanted to use that color. What's interesting as I started playing with this palette is I started using those lighter colors on top of the more purpley color, and they do some interesting things together. So I actually layered them on my eyes, and it's kind of fun to see how these work together. They're not as I expected them, so it was kind of fun to discover that along the way. Now the second eye look does involve some basic pieces from the first look. I just kind of layer them on top, but I will put the timestamp for the second look if you just want to go straight to seeing how this performs. So if you're interested in seeing both of those looks, please keep watching. I've got most of my makeup on. We'll do the daytime look first, the everyday look, and it's really, really simple. I just have a couple of teeny tiny little eyeshadow sticks, Mercier. I'm going to take this one in, I think I got this as like a 100-point thing or maybe a deluxe sample. I don't remember, but I've never had this one before, I don't think. It's Amethyst, beautiful muted lilac color. I'm just swiping that all over my lid, and I'm going to blend it with my finger. So it's almost like a silvery grayish purple. I don't think you can really tell what shade it is until I do like the step after this one. I'm gonna use taupe just in the crease. So I'm gonna go right above the crease and not too far up because of the bone structure. It gets a little bit difficult to work on this brow bone right here. So I do have to keep it pretty close to the crease though. So if you have a bone structure like me where your eyes are a little bit deeper set, and they're not very big, I think this is the way to go. I'm just running my finger along the edge here to soften it. So really that's just 2 steps so far, really simple. And then I'm gonna taking a new pencil I bought just for this. It's the Marc Jacobs Highliner, and this is in a matte color. It's called Grapevine. So I'm just gonna run it along my lash line, kind of close to the lash line, not too far, but I'm gonna smudge it out. So you can see right there, I'm keeping it pretty close. And it doesn't have shimmer. I had the shimmery highliner by Marc Jacobs. It's got like, it was like a purpley color. It's a little bit too shimmery, so I liked this one. And then I'm just gonna smudge it out. You can see right away, I think that brings out that purpley color more than if you just have the amethyst by itself. It's not totally like this in your face purple, but it's very much a suggestion of purple. So if you are kind of neutral in your coloring, I think purple is still a neutral color, but if you like to stay really subtle, but you want to try something different, I think this is probably within your comfort zone because the color really is just right there on your lash line. Got that purpley color on both eyes now. I'm just gonna go into the tight line area with the Blacquer by Marc Jacobs, the same highliner product, but in Blacquer. If you haven't seen me do this before, it just makes the lashes look thicker. So there's a difference. Makes my eyes a little bit red. Yeah, they're a little red, but I'll put a couple eye drops in later, but again, you can see subtle, but makes a big difference. This is a very different look than what I'm gonna follow up with. So if you are liking the subtle look, then you'll like this one. And if you want something more dramatic, that's coming next. Okay, I'm gonna let that set just for a moment because if I don't, it'll transfer to the lower area where I'm gonna apply another Mercier product that, you know, I love copper, but I bought a new one. It's called Moonlight. So I'm gonna put that in the waterline. So I thought you could see the difference here. So in the waterline, I'm gonna take it out a little bit too. I'm gonna put it right here. Really take it to the front of the eye, or where it begins right here. Okay, the next one. We're actually almost done here. I'm gonna curl my lashes, and I think I need to buy that Surratt eyelash curler because someone had told me about it, that it curves more to your eye, because the UEMURA one is good, but it just is like, it's too flat. I need it to curve a little bit more around my eyeball. I'm gonna go in with my Diorshow Maximizer 3D primer. And I almost forgot, I'm gonna take another Marc Jacobs pencil. This is in Brownie. I'm just gonna dot this along really gently on the bottom lash line. Just little dots. I'm gonna emphasize heavier application here on the ends. And then I'm just gonna take a brush and blend the rest of it. I'm actually gonna do something that works really well for my eye. I'm gonna take it all the way up into the upper lid area and stop right there. So again, I'm just going, let me make this a little bit more visible here. I'm gonna go up and then I'm actually gonna draw a line like this. I'm gonna smudge that in with my finger. It just gives a little definition, like that is where your eye ends, or the eye lid ends, because it tends to go downward. If you've been here before, I talked about that, how that area is concealed right there. And then this just makes it, kind of defines that eye area a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go do the same thing up here. So you can see it's going all the way up like this. So I'm gonna take my Mercier Smudge brush. It's actually two-sided because it's travel, but I love this side of it. And I like to smudge that along the lash line, so it keeps it really close to the lash line without blowing it out too much. Sometimes it actually feels like I'm drawing the line completely perpendicular to the ground. Yeah, this is another really great brush. This is the thing with natural light, it kind of, the camera adjusts by itself according to the light. So I'm still trying to learn how to use natural light, but I do, I like it better. But it just sometimes makes the camera do funny things. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Bottom Lash Mascara, Clinique. I forgot to mention one trick when it comes to smudging this crease color up here is to make sure you have something like foundation and you're not just applying it straight to the skin, because I noticed when I did, because I've experimented a few times, is if I apply it directly to skin that just has maybe a little moisturizer or is dry, then it'll snag on dry patches and be really uneven when it comes to trying to smooth it out. So this is look number one, daytime look. I put my hair up purposely in a kind of like an imperfect ponytail with, of course, I think a hair right in front of my face. Oy. Yeah, for sure. What is this? What is, okay. And these little koala hairs here are still sticking out, but I can fix that later. But I wanted to put it up in, like I said, in a more casual way, because I think with this next look, it can quickly look dated if the hair is too like perfect. I did keep the Dior palette if you were here last week. No, last week? From the haul. I did keep this because I saw a look that Ray Morris did and it used a similar color. Hers was a bit brighter, but I thought I would definitely use this. And then I started playing around with the colors, and depending on how you layer them, it'll actually, they'll interact with each other and kind of bring out the colors. Now, if you want to do two looks back to back like this, if I were to apply the next product right on top here, it's a little bit too dry and it's gonna pull and it's not going to go evenly onto the skin. So I know for sure if I remove this with just some moisturizer, took it off, and then put some foundation on, I could start the next step. But I know that already works. So I wanted to try something else with you and we're gonna find out together. So I'm gonna take my foundation stick, which is not here. I'm gonna be right back. And maybe it is here. Come on, people. This is why I don't like rummaging. Okay, is it here and I just don't see it? Okay, I will be back. Okay, I still cannot find it. I don't know where it went. I literally just used it this morning. So I'm gonna use this Nudies. It's a NUDESTIX Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. I just need something a little less dry to be able to blend this next product in. So what I'll do is add a little bit onto my, yeah, this is probably gonna work, onto my brow here. So going from the crease up, because that first product I put on there, the taupe, really dries down and does not interact well with the next product I'm putting on, which is also by Mercier. It's the Caviar Stick Eye Color in Cocoa. And I thought this was more matte, and it has a little bit of shimmer, just a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it right here, right there, and then I'm going to quickly blend it. And it's not as warm as I would have liked, so I'm going to do something here to adjust that. So you can see it adds a bit more shadow, and I'm concentrating it towards the exterior here. That's why I started on that side. So it always helps to have something to wipe your hands on. I just have denim shorts on, so I'm rubbing them on that because I forgot to bring something over here with me. So you can see this is a bit of a cooler brown, but it is moving nicely over this stick foundation. But I think it comes across more like, almost like a purpley color, even though it's very brown. Here, I'll swatch it for you. It's very brown, like that's brown. What I'm gonna do just to warm that up is take my other stick. You should see this tray, it is a mess. I'm gonna take my other eye stick by NUDESTIX. This is also by NUDESTIX. It's in the color Terra and well loved. It's very messy looking. So I'm just adding it right here in between my eyebrow and my crease. Right there, and then I'm blending it. It kind of softens that edge, takes the edge off, and also warms it up on the edge. So I think with the purples, it looks a little bit too cool. And then it just kind of looks the same. You can also take a highlighter, like this one by Smashbox, also well loved. And I'm gonna run that right above the color I just applied, right here, and right along the eyebrows. And wipe my fingers off on my shorts. There we go. There's a little bit more dimension now. So, by the way, if you hear noises, it's because of this. I'm sitting on this. This is what I'm sitting on because I'm on the floor. Now we're gonna go in with the purple color. Now back to the Dior palette. I kind of set it up so it's a little bit deeper, although you could even go deeper if you wanted to, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna adjust accordingly. And I'm gonna apply it right on my eyelid like this. This actually is quite a nice little brush because it's laying it flat here. And then I'm going to use the brush to kind of go into that socket. So there's a defining point there. So you can see the difference right away between the two eyes, adding that layer of color. I take the Real Techniques brush as well, the shadow brush, the shading brush. I'm gonna apply it, see how well that works. This is the one I usually use. And this is a good look to do before foundation because there is a bit like, I can feel some of the particles falling down, others fall out. That's a really beautiful like violet purple color, a little bit more vibrant. I'm gonna take the same Marc Jacobs pencil and just intensify this a little bit here. Go right along the lash line as before. And this has a little bit more blue in it than the color I just applied. And then I just wanted to show you what happens here with the color. So there we are, more intense. I mean, I could go deeper on that brown. Let's see how that goes. Where did you go? I should have two cameras, one here and then one looking down on what I'm looking at, and why it takes me so long to find anything. It's because I have about probably 75 items in front of me. I'll insert a little snapshot. You can see, I'll take a picture after of what I'm looking at and you'll see. Okay, here it is. So I'm gonna take that cocoa again. I just wanna deepen that crease area because I wanna go really intense on this. And once you get that purple on there, it'll give you a good idea of like how dark you are on other parts of your makeup if you need to intensify as well. Again, I just really concentrated it on this part of my eye. And this is again why I love cream products so much, because you can use your fingers to blend. And I think it's a bit more precise. I mean, it's kind of like a messy look, but I think you can get more precision using your fingers. Like I said, it's not, it's not totally perfect, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go in again with that NUDESTIX color, the warmer color, just to make it a bit more blended into the next color, the next layer above. Okay, next, I'm gonna show you what it looks like to add some of these other colors, because I was playing around with them and I thought that was really kind of fun to see what they did. So I'm gonna add this color right here onto the lid, and you can see what it does. It kind of brings out the violet colors in there. I'll do this on one eye because I thought it would go on like a whiter color, but look, do you see, I hope you can see, closing my eyes. I hope you can see the difference between the two. Like, it is a beautiful lighter shade of what I just applied, instead of like, I thought it was gonna go on like a whitish color. It is not. Yeah, it's just really pretty, but it brings out that color really, really pretty. So depending on the level of purple you want to go, you could go with something like that. And then this one also kind of transforms it. I guess they're kind of transformative colors. I don't know if they're supposed to be, but that's how I was seeing them. Okay, I'm going to apply this right here so you can see again. That lilac-y color. It has a bit more cool shimmer in there, and I think the first one has a little bit more warm. Oops. So there you go. It's hard to see, I know, because my eyelids are not large, but maybe you can see. So yeah, just really pretty colors in here. And then I'll take the blue, this one in the middle, and just, I want to apply that and see what happens. I'll apply that right here. So yeah, definitely more of a violet. Now what we're gonna do, something I don't normally do, we're gonna apply lashes and see what that looks like. It doesn't help when they're not in here though. Where did they go? I had them in here, and then when I closed it, they kind of blew out of there, and so did they fly somewhere when I opened it? This isn't really working out for me. Okay, well, I have to go fetch them, I suppose. Did find this though, so I'm excited about that. Okay, let me go get them. Okay, they just kind of flew out when I opened it. I'm gonna apply the lashes. So I've got these, and I did trim them a bit, so they are not the fullest length. And I think that they're the Tete-a-Tete Swede by Terry collaboration. Yeah, I don't usually wear lashes, but I thought with this it might be kind of interesting to see how it looks, because this is a bit more dramatic. What do I have on my lip? So I'm just gonna let the glue dry for a second. And I wish the glue was black, because even with the clear, it is still visible, I think. Okay, now you can see the difference that lashes make. I don't usually wear them because I can feel them on my face. I can feel them on my eyes and I don't like the way they feel, but every once in a while they're okay. I see some people wear them every day. And it looks good on them, but it's just not comfortable for me, so. But like I said, every once in a while it's okay. Yeah, and so I'm not very good at actually applying them. It's a bit of a disaster when I do, but I think it just completes the look. I think if you're going out and you kind of messed up your makeup and you know how to put lashes on, this I think solves a lot of problems when it comes to things going awry with your eye makeup. It kind of covers things up. Both sets of lashes are on. Hopefully they're as close together. If you like to wear lashes and you use tweezers, I think this is a safer alternative to tweezers because there's nothing sticking in your eye. It's sideways like this. So I don't remember where I got this. I'll try and link something below, but if you, again, if you like false lashes and you need to squeeze them together, that's a nice little tool to have. I'm just gonna take my Tom Ford liner and I'm going to go over, oh look, see glue all over my hands. I'm gonna go over the top really quickly just to blend that lash line in. I'm gonna end up with glue on my face. Okay. So really starting in on that inner corner. And I'm not gonna do a flick per se, I'm just gonna blend it in. Sometimes I do a flick and it just fights with the shape of my eye. I'm gonna take the other side of this and dot that in between anywhere that I see. Looks like there's a gap between the lashes and my lashes, so it's not so apparent, and I can see this is lifting up here. Yeah, I think there's a place you can tell you got lashes on. It's right here where you first apply the lashes. And we are pretty much done. And that's it for both of the looks. So I really did enjoy using this palette. I did look for the Hourglass one. I know that was a suggestion, but they didn't actually have it at the store, the Sephora store. I would have had to buy it online, and I don't think I would have gotten it till a couple days from now. So I did decide to go with this, although I will keep my eyes on those Hourglass palettes. I think that's one of the things from Hourglass I haven't tried. I think I've tried almost everything else of theirs. Almost everything else. So I will look into those, and I'll look into a different color scheme the next time. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. If you're interested in, oh my gosh. Okay.